Well, hi, folks. It's a Friday evening. Football game's underway as I record this, or close to being underway. And welcome to the Weather Center. We got a lot to talk about. We have some rain on the way. We've already received some rain, but there's more on the way to Cenla. And that is good news. We're looking at the radar presentation, still showing some rain lingering across central Louisiana. No thunderstorms or anything like that. I don't think there's no issues with the Friday evening football games. Most of the rain to the south of us, but we'll get a little bit more throughout the evening and into the day on Saturday. But let's play it out and see exactly how it's going to play out here in the coming hours. This is midnight, and then you can see once we get into the time frame there with the model forward progress, you see off and on rain Saturday, but you don't see too much happening on Sunday. So Sunday might be kind of a break. I did lower rain chances some on that particular day out of respect for that. Now the upper level features, we have a well-known rain producing feature or pattern here for today. This is Friday, where we see the jet stream energy coming in from the south, what we call the upper level storm track. The moisture's here. There's a slow moving shallow front in the area, and that usually means rain. So we were confident that the rain was trending that way. So it is, and it will continue to do so in the coming days. And looking at the Saturday pattern, same thing. We're still going to see influence from the front. We're still going to see the upper level energy with these little ripples coming across the atmosphere and triggering off and on rain. I don't look for anything heavy for the day, but there'll certainly be a good shot of it as far as the coverage. Now, the overall setup indicates also that we'll see a little bit of a change on Sunday. Notice the upper level storm track kind of bumping northward a bit over North Louisiana and South Arkansas in response to the trough digging a bit across Baja and northwest Mexico, south of Hermosillo and Chihuahua. So with that kind of pattern, that energy is lingering in that area, and that is going to be the feature, I think, that could early next week, bring us a good rain, exactly the kind of rain that we need to have for this time of year. So here's the kind of a look at that. So this is Friday. This is today. So the moist flow over the southern United States continues. There's that southwesterly flow. You see some troughing off to the west, south of Los Angeles, Albuquerque, and Las Vegas. So that energy this time of year almost always takes aim at us. As we play it out into Saturday, the moisture continues here. The stalled front or the weak front continues to be influential. But you see a sharp dip in the jet stream there between Los Angeles and Albuquerque over the southwestern states. And then that trough still extends southwestward toward Baja, California. And so that is a pattern that we're watching very closely that is expected to produce a good rainfall event here, I think. So by Sunday, that system is taking shape over the southwest. It begins to kind of cut off just a bit there across northwest Mexico, southern Arizona, and Baja. There's a much larger system off the Pacific coast, off the coast of the Pacific Northwest. As that system begins to dig in toward the west coast and move toward the west coast, it will, the smaller system will start to feel that pressure from upstream. And so as it does, it will get kicked out. The larger system will actually kick out that little piece of energy across Mexico and Texas and into Louisiana. That's happening Monday and Tuesday of next week. So that is when our best rain chance is going to be. So look at this in detail, starting with tonight, how all this is going to play out for us. Typically, we're 46 degrees on the 11th morning of November. We'll be a little bit warmer than that. It may not feel that way. You'd say it did feel cool. We had a cold front come through, but it's not as cold as it typically is for the middle of November. Record way short of that, 28 in 1953. Now, the pattern shows lower temperatures to the north of us, about 50, 51 on thermometers there. The average for Cenla will be about 53, 54, and then some areas to the south will stay up in the upper 50s, say around 57 or 58 degrees. For tomorrow's highs, 71 is typical. We're going to be well below that. So it's one of those days. The mornings are actually warmer than they should be, and the afternoons are a good bit cooler than they should be. And one of the dominating features would be the post-frontal environment that we're in, and of course the clouds. Record high 86 in 1906. We'll see a lot of folks staying in the 50s. I'd say an average for the area for central Louisiana would be about 60 degrees. Upper 50s to the north, lower 60s to the south, maybe as warm as 63 or 64. And tomorrow's rainfall pattern here across the area, we'll see the likelihood of rain, I think, all across Cenla here with the 14 parishes that we're covering here. 60% to the northwest, Manning, Natchitoches, Winfield, and 60% for Opelousas. And I'm going to give a little 70% stripe there right across the midsection of mid-Louisiana. We will see that timing in the AM and PM, so it could rain any time of the day Saturday. It's not going to be tied to one part of the day or another, but this little pattern is associated with the position of the front. So there'll probably be a little swath there of 70% from DeRidder up through Leesville, and then east and northward through Alexandria, Pineville, Jonesville, and Faraday, Vidalia, and of course including Avoyelles Parish. I don't think you're going to get a lot of rain on Saturday. I'm looking for it to be less than 1 inch. Now, looking at the situation for your 7-day numbers, let's see how this weather pattern plays out in the long term. There's your 70% for Saturday, 30% for Sunday, so there's a little bit of a break. Temperatures remaining a little bit lower than normal during the day, a little bit higher than normal at night. And then comes Monday and Tuesday when that final piece of energy just kind of ambles across Mexico and Texas and heads toward Louisiana. So I've got 90% both days there, and heavy rainfall is possible. Right now, I believe 2 to 4 inches could fall during that event. I'm going to call that one event. The wind may pick up some too. This is going to be a surface low in the Gulf of Mexico, northern Gulf associated with it. Sometimes that brings us a pretty good breeze out of the northeast. So that will probably happen amidst all that. So not a very pretty beginning to early next week, but it's the kind of beginning a lot of folks need. That's what we need to bring some really beneficial rainfall to the area, as at least 2 days of that 2 to 4 inches. That will go a ways in putting a dent in the drought. By Wednesday, that system begins to pull out, and we'll see rain chances decrease. I'll limit it to the morning hours. Still a lot of clouds hanging out, though. Some clouds hanging out Thursday, 10% just to keep my forecast covered in case there is a morning sprinkle or something like that, morning drizzle. And then Friday, I'm just taking the rain out of the forecast altogether. And you're warming up 53 and 74 for your high. Friday will be the warmest day over the next 7. And for outdoors, if you're going to be looking for the deer, we've got, again, a full complement of majors there for you Saturday. 2 minors on Saturday as well. The potential looks pretty good, B to B plus. So if you haven't got your deer yet, you might get another one for this time period. And then going into Sunday, we're down to 1 major right in the middle of the day. Well, it's good to be with you, and thanks for being with me. And we'll check things out tomorrow morning with Nick Miculus again. And